Attraverso il gruppo Telegram Trasformarci per creare un mondo nuovo, mi prefiggo di unire e coordinare molte persone che si sentono pronte per passare ad una consapevolezza più elevata all'interno della coscienza collettiva e attraverso una pratica collaudata, semplice, molto efficace, trasformare la realtà esteriore attraverso la nostra realtà interiore. Più facile a farsi che da spiegare. La pratica che utilizzeremo è Ho'oponopono. Trovando ogni giorno un poco di tempo, tutti alla stessa ora, tutti con un unico intento che cambierà di tempo in tempo e che riguarda la creazione inconscia degli enormi problemi che coinvolgono tutti nella vita concreta. Lo scopo è guarire le cause interiori che originano la realtà oggettiva che coinvolge il mondo intero. Non occorrono conoscenza, capacità di concentrazione, prerequisiti particolari o chissà quale abilità per partecipare efficacemente a questo progetto. Occorrono semplicità e cuore. Quando il cuore è vivo, aperto, l'energia divina agisce infallibilmente e realizza l'intento. Tutto qui è molto semplice, comprovato, funziona. Spiegherò la pratica con un video successivo e realizzerò un altro video guida per facilitarla e guidarla. Ti senti pronto per questo fantastico lavoro insieme? Se la tua risposta è sì, non ti resta che iscriverti al gruppo Telegram Trasformarci per creare un mondo nuovo. Non appena saremo un certo numero, ci organizzeremo ed inizieremo. Sperimentiamo, non ci vorrà molto tempo per iniziare a vedere i primi frutti del nostro lavoro insieme. Se riesci a comprendere questa potente trasformazione interiore, unisciti con buona volontà. C'è tanto bisogno anche di te.
Ho'oponopono is problem solving. Problem solving problems in you. The way you solve problems is you appeal to the divinity in you, and it's the divinity in you who solves the problems. We are responsible for everything. So what we experience in our lives, we are responsible for, including political parties. We're responsible for everything. So the idea with the Ho'oponopono is that we experience problems in us that we hold of others, including political parties, families, relatives, and ancestors. With the Ho'oponopono, if you change whatever is going on in you, you change everything. So it's, one has to be totally responsible for whatever one is experiencing. When you change, everybody changes. Everything changes. The earth changes, Mother Earth changes, everything changes, yeah? I don't know what you mean by scientific, but what we experience is more than what we're conscious of. and we're responsible for what we're not conscious of, yeah? If you read Shakespeare's Sonnet 146, he begins with the idea that, poor soul, the center of our sinful earth. So everything that takes place is in our soul, but more specifically in the subconscious of our minds. And so we need to be responsible for whatever is going on in our soul. I'm responsible for whatever is going on in the planet. And so I do my cleaning every day, every moment, moment by moment. I do all of these things because whatever I experience as problems on the earth, it's something that I can rectify and change in me. The most important message that I can give you is that if you are willing to be responsible, you can rectify the errors in you. Human beings are immortal, created by God in its exact likeness, you know? So they begin whole and perfect. So the Ho'oponopono is only about taking them back to that original state of being perfect, you know? And out of that wholeness, or the holiness in them, they can experience God. It's like Jesus said, seek ye first the kingdom, which is a pure heart. That's what kingdom is. And then you will experience God, you know? So the Ho'oponopono is only releasing the blocks, which are memories replaying past errors, and then releasing them, taking you back to nothing, and then out of that nothing comes the light. That's the simplicity of it all, you know? And I think the Italians will get the simplicity. The Germans got it, the Italians will too. It's only about returning back to God. That's the whole Ho'oponopono is about. Ho'oponopono is about falling in love with your camera, you know? Because if you have whatever is in that camera before you take us, too bad. It's the problem. So in my mind, I erase whatever you took before you took that. Human beings are human beings. They have problems. And so when the problems show up, I'm asking myself, what's going on in me that I'm experiencing those problems? You know? So when I work in a psychiatric ward, Divinity has given me one more chance to make amends with myself, with the patients. So before I come to the hospital, I do my cleaning, like with him and his camera. Day in, day out, always cleaning, you know? So at the beginning, in this ward, there were a lot of fights and anger and resentment, even towards staff. So now, after several months, it got more quiet and more quiet. That's what God can do, you know?
We had a class a couple of weeks ago in Florida, in the United States, and a woman in the class came up to me and said that she had begun doing the cleaning, and her husband's business wasn't doing well. He had a construction company, and they weren't getting a lot of business, and her husband was unhappy, and so she decided to take responsibility and began doing the cleaning. And she said within a short time, maybe a couple weeks, her husband's business really started picking up. So she started doing the cleaning, saying I love you and thank you to all the bids that came into his company. So every contract or document or name of a company that might want to do business with her husband, she began to do the cleaning with. And over several weeks, the businesses, they would get the contracts. And she told me this was maybe 3 months later that they had more business than they could ever handle. So that, just with her staying with the cleaning, that business really took off. And her husband was so much happier, and she was much happier too. And things got a lot easier. So she was willing to take responsibility for the problem in her that she saw in herself around her husband's business.
Problem is in you. So, but if you erase the problem in you, it'll be erased everywhere in the cosmos. For example, if you are responsible, some woman in Africa who's giving birth will have an easier birth because of you. Light responsibility. Just let go and let God. So God can do the work, and we don't have to do anything but be free, you know. But if you have a problem, we all have that problem. But if you let go of the problem by appealing to God, every problem goes. That's what the Ho'oponopono is about. Problem solving in you. When the problem goes in you, it goes everywhere. Very scientific.